You should all be very welcome to this course introduction in the course 2DV013 Cloud Native Applications. I decided last second to start in English, so now I'm apparently talking English. But that will have to do. Welcome Mats and Niklas, and a special welcome to Diego as well, because this is probably a new phase for most of you watching. Today, we are going to introduce this mythical course. It's many students has been asking, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What will happen in that course? And we will try to look at that today, at least the formalities, and we will also get you started on what to do now, the first week in the course. This introduction right now, as you can see, is only online. I know that Morgan had an introduction this morning that was also on campus. We will, the three of us, Mats, Niklas, and me, we are stationed in Kalmar, as you know, so you can always come and knock on our door if there is any questions. Diego, you are stationed in Växjö, so if someone has their passing by Växjö, they can always go to your office, I guess, in the D building, right? Or is it B building?
Yeah. B.
Yeah.
They are together.
Yeah.
BD.
BD. Yeah, they are one building, but yeah, exactly. So,
Really
question: if you have any questions, you can ask them in Slack as usual, as a thread through this pinned message. If you have not found your way into Slack yet, you can always ask the question in the YouTube channel as well, if you like. It's just like it used to be. Could we have some kind of like hello from someone in a comment somewhere? It's just nice to know that things are actually working. I kind of scheduled this one a few days ago, so it's always interesting to see if it works, but I hope it does. I can already see that Elena and Elida is writing, so good. Thank you. Or Danny as well. So you are about 20, Mats, I will refer to you
22.
now. 22 students taking this course. I think, and I said to Mats much before, that we probably know all of you, so I guess that all are the usual gang that are web developers, so I don't think there are any other students. But if there are, please make yourself aware so we know. But I recognize the name when I looked at the list as well. So today, we will, as I said, start to just look at the course. And maybe, Mats, if we... now you're sharing Slack, so I will not...
Sorry.
Like that, we will start the introduction. And maybe one of the first slides is actually introducing ourselves. So I will kind of just ask Diego, because you are in the top here, to just introduce yourself. Who is Diego? What have you done before? And so on.
Yeah. So, my name is Diego Pérez. I'm lecturer in the computer science department. I'm not new to Linnaeus University, but I have mainly taught in software technology program, master level as well, and the DevOps program. This is the first time that I teach in the web development program, and maybe is the main reason why the course is not in Swedish.
Yeah, that is probably the main reason, I would say. But you have been teaching, like if I do our students, because you have had this and similar courses to this for our utveckling och drift av mjukvarusystem. I don't remember the English pronunciation for that word. Or it's operations and...
management.
Development and operations. The
Development and operations
program.
for
Yeah.
software. Yeah. So you've been involved in that program a lot. Very welcome, Diego. And I mean, vi skulle troligtvis kunna prata lite svenska och du hänger nog med på vad jag säger i alla fall. Men for simplicity, I will switch to English in this case. And when you address Diego directly, please do that in English or Spanish, I guess. Would be fine as well. But then you will exclude me, Mats and Niklas, I guess. So Diego, you are the examiner of the course. So you're the one that will finally put in the grade into LADOC when the course ends. And as I think it is that me and Mats are the coordinators of the course. Just so if you have practical things regarding registration and things like that, you can always contact me or Mats for that one. And then we have Niklas as well here as an instructor, and you will probably also help a lot with automation behind the scenes, environments. You will be working with the CS Cloud, and then we all know that Niklas is good to have in that environment. And Diego as well, because you have worked a lot with CS Cloud also. And last but not least, you, of course, the students as well, are a part of the course. We will do this course together quite a lot. This is, now we are in the 3rd grade. It's not the 1st grade anymore. Criterias will probably be a little bit more vague than you are used to. We will some of those topics I can say right away that we will discuss, especially in the beginning of the course when Diego is more visible, is techniques and that I haven't actually used more than just kind of know what it is. So I probably speak for Mats and Niklas as well. We will have to learn as we go together with you guys. Then we will transition into more software patterns and architectural decisions, and then we are probably more on our home turf. But in the beginning, we will be a little bit, we will have to learn as well. But we should all learn in this course. Mats, do you have anything to add to this slide, or should we just continue?
No, we take the next one, I think.
As always, there is a course syllabus. You can always find it at kursplan.lnu.se. The main field of study, computer science, that is probably not a surprise. What might be important is that this is a progression course in the G2F course. So it has, in the course code, it's 2DV. And as you probably know, to get the Bachelor of Science and to do the final thesis, you need at least 15 points at this level to be able to register for the final thesis. So this is one of those courses you would probably need. This is a 15-point or 15 credit course, so it would be enough with this one. However, I know that most of you will probably also take the web intelligence course that it goes in parallel the next study period, and that is also a 2DV course. Are there any prerequisites? Yes, there are, and it's, why does it say 1DV024?
Because it says
because
7.
it's wrong, I think. It should say 7, yeah. 2DV027. But mainly we can say that it's, you should be familiar, and we will have individual just assessments for this, but you should be familiar with using APIs and know what an REST API is, and also have a common knowledge of what microservices is. You should have deployed something on CS Cloud, behind an Nginx, a microservice in a Docker container, or something like things we did back in 1DV026. So if you have done those things and are pretty comfortable with that, it should be fine for this course. Okay, but we will probably dive into details in the course syllabus and have a look at the goals for the course. And there is quite a few. You should be able to explain continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. And those are probably terms that are not new for you because you have touched upon those during your education so far, but we will go into more of depth among those. And finally, you will start utilizing those techniques as well in a project later on in the course. Maybe already in the start, actually. I don't know, Diego, but there might be some. I mean, this will be a part of the first part of the course as well.
Yes.
You should have knowledge of using server configuration management platforms. That is something we haven't looked at all, but you will probably in the first couple of weeks get to know what that is and why it's really nice to have. You should have knowledge of different methods and technologies for continuous software delivery. So, of course, continuous software delivery is one of the main goals for the course, to be able to in an agile way, release software often. Understand architectural and design patterns for cloud applications. So here we will start looking at more design patterns and architectures that are suitable in a cloud environment. What can we do? What should we avoid when it comes to writing our softwares? Explain environmental aspects of cloud-based applications. That is interesting. We'll have an environmental approach and milieu approach, kan vi väl kalla det, to look at this as well, because there are. We will do stuff as well, not just get knowledge and understanding. We will generate automatic server configurations. We will create and maintain a continuous delivery pipeline for software development. I know some of you have tried this, but we will now all will do that. We will create independently deployable, scalable software systems. And we will also analyze and create a model for continuous software delivery from a given situation. That is mainly the project in the end, but we will go into more detail of those later on. So this is what we are supposed to do for 20 weeks, basically. Now we need to fill this with tasks. I think Johan made a mistake. What did I now do? I did something wrong, as usual. That is, Diego, that is something from way back when those were new students. Mats and I kind of did mistakes all the time, so it became hashtags. So we had Mats gjorde fel och Johan gjorde fel. So now we are translating them to English, I guess. Important resources, you know them by now, I guess. I mean, we have a course website. You will find a lot of information on the website. If the information is not on the website, you can be sure that the information is at GitLab. And we haven't generated anything for you yet. Pretty soon, you will get a secret repository with some credentials for CS Cloud that you will need right now or in the beginning. So we will generate this really, really soon, and you will find your credentials in GitLab. Of course, as usual, we use Slack for communication in the course, but if we have a stand-up or a lecture like this, of course, you can ask questions in YouTube as well. I don't think this should be any news for you. You know this by now. We have a book. Niklas, you will have to show off the book because you have mine. This is Design Patterns for Cloud Native Applications. This one you will not need right away. So for like the first 5 or 6-ish weeks, you will not need this one. but after that we will need it, because this will be part 2 of the course, pretty heavily relying on this book. So you have like 5 or 6 weeks to get this book right now. If you want it in print or online, that is totally up to you, but it's important that you get this book. Yeah, there are alternatives, but we think this one is best suited.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Will there be reading instructions? There will probably be reading instructions. Maybe not that detailed that we had in earlier courses, where we kind of page by page, but we will probably point to some chapters that need to be referred to in specific tasks. The schedule should be updated by now, like yesterday. There might be still one thing that is not correct, but that might also be fixed, so I will not tell you what it is. We will, as a general rule, we will have stand-up meetings, and you know what that is. So we will, in this form, we will gather for 45 minutes each Wednesday morning at 9:15 to 10. And this is just before Morgan has his lecture. We meet before that. In the stand-ups, of course, as usual, we just address things for last week, and we talk about what to do in the upcoming weeks. That will start next Wednesday, and we will proceed until like the week or something like that before Christmas, and then we will have also one extra stand-up after New Year's. There are, and this is kind of important, there are 4 exams in the course. So 4 credit, 4 credit, I can't say that in English. I don't know what word I'm looking for. 4 assignments that will give you credits. And those assignments are, the first assignment is A1, and it's about infrastructure. And Diego will talk a little bit more about this soon. But that first assignment has a deadline, and that deadline is the 7th of October at midnight. And you will hand that in using GitLab as a usual protocol. There will be milestones, you know all the drill. Diego, you will learn that drill as well, but it's really convenient, and you don't need to do anything with that, but it will be really, really nice. So that is a submission. So you submit this, and then that submission will be assessed. The same with the next assignment, that is software patterns. And this is where you will need a book as well. So that will have a deadline of 4th of November. And it's also a submission with a deadline. After that, we will start, or actually in parallel, I think, after that, actually, we will start a group project. The details of this is not yet specified. We will come back on that, how to form the groups, what is the size of the group, things like that. We will get back to you. But that one also has a submission deadline. It's something that you will together create, and you will have to submit this, and that is the 4th of January. And the week after that is the last week of the study period, and that week we will have an oral exam. Also, in this case, we will have to get back to the details. It might be that some part of the oral exam will also be connected to the group project, so you need to like speak for some solutions in the group project, and some part might be this theoretical assessment or exam that you are used to. We have booked this one Monday the 9th as of right now. There might be subject to change, but this was like what we could squeeze into the schedule, so it worked for all of us and for you as well, because you have other exams. In that case, it's the web intelligence maths with you.
Yeah.
So you will be pretty heavily involved in the
and the
Christmas
students.
period. Yeah, and the students. So, yeah. So there are quite a few examinations in that course as well. So this course will go in parallel all from now until 15th of January, and you will start off by having it parallel with Morgan's course in algorithms, and after that, the web intelligence course. Anything to add to this? No. Then we continue.
Or not.
Or not, that was the last slide, of course. Yes, we can, Mats, maybe switch over to the course web page just for a moment, because we could, it's not much there yet, but it's slowly filling up, so with details. There we go, cloud native applications. So as usual, I want to stress the importance of going through this study guide. This course introduction is one part of the study guide, but please just read it through so you know what to expect. It might be a lot of double information, things I've already said. Of course, as usual, the communication part, use Slack. Please don't send us, and especially in this course, please do not send us direct messages with questions that could be said in the general channel. What you are absolutely prohibited for doing is sending the same question to the four of us as individual PMs, because then you will waste a lot of time, because then we will, all four of us will have to like answer that question instead. If you really don't want anyone to see what you're writing more than us, send us a group message in that case, but please try to use the Slack channel. You know the drill. Try to do, thumbs up, reactions, things of that nature for especially pinned messages, but you're used to that. The course will, and you can see this on the course webpage here as well, is kind of divided into three parts. So it's the first part that we just call infrastructure, and that will be mainly Diego that is responsible for that one. And it's in this part that me, Mats, and Niklas also need to be in the study seat and learn a lot of techniques and stuff. The next part, software patterns and architecture, will mainly be me, Mats, and Niklas that will be responsible for that one, probably with a good lot of insight from Diego as well. And then the group project will be all four of us. That will be, because you will need to utilize things you learn in the infrastructure part. You will need to utilize things you learn in the software patterns and architecture part. So the group project is basically a practical assignment for all of the previous parts. But we haven't, we kind of have decided, but we will not tell you. We have decided that you will be given a project in that group project. So you will be given a big system, a big web application that is already written, and it's your job to kind of put that in production. And there will probably be some details missing, some problems to solve along the way with that project to get it up and running, and to be able to add features to that project. That's basically the gist of it, but I will not say anything more than that right now, because we haven't decided yet.
Something you can say, I think, Johan, is regarding the language or languages.
Yeah. Will it be JavaScript? Will it be Java? Will it be C#? What will you do? It will be all of them. It will be a lot of different languages. I think it's Go, it's Java, it's JavaScript, it's Python, it's a lot of different languages. So it will not be just one language. And it will be a lot of configuration code as well. That is not a specific language. It's more configuration file-ish. That's correct. Anything to add to this more generic thingy? No one? No questions in Slack and YouTube at least?
Oh,
So now for the next part, Diego, should you maybe share screen or something?
Okay.
To go into more detail. And now we go into more detail of the first part of the course. So what will you start off by doing? And this is the infrastructure part of things.
Yeah, first part, and even more focused on the first week.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen to show some slides, and I'm going to put them now also in the Slack channel so you can see them in your local. Yeah, so now you should have received what I start to share now. I'm also a bit new with this StreamYard, so be patient. So now you see there are some kind of, let's fit this.
New computer and new to StreamYard. So switch once again. And just do that once again, and you can just switch displays.
Yeah, actually I'm going to share the other screen, which is then I will learn how to do this.
Yep.
How to do this better. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. So, this I give a bit of introduction of the general first block. Cloud computing provides a dynamic infrastructure. So we are going to use this dynamic infrastructure so we can create our own networks, our own servers, our load balancers, and we should not do this manually. So it's about automation, and there is some area called infrastructure as code that will allow us to provision our computing infrastructure and to configure it. This will be the first subblock, and the second subblock will be about continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. What I have noticed is that some of you may not have much experience interacting with a cloud provider so far. So we are going to add a block 0 before that is going to be this week, that is about interacting with the cloud. So we are going just to do some small examples and small tests with a cloud provider. So during this week, the expectations are that you get familiar with interacting with a cloud provider. And we are going to use CS Cloud as cloud provider, which runs OpenStack. Some of you will be already familiar with this, but maybe some of you are not. And after this week, you should be able to create a network with a machine that runs a web server and delivers just a static page. I think that after you have a server running, you have all the expertise already to deploy an Nginx or Apache or something and configure a website. So we will focus more on the previous path. from nothing, from just an account to a cloud provider to have this server running. So to achieve this goal, we separate into sub goals. Now maybe this is the reason why you have the own slides, because this may be a bit slow for the YouTube window. So
it
first,
works.
okay, you should get your account in the CS Cloud.
Okay, no, we have not. I misunderstood you. Yep, we will. I'll get back to that soon.
Oh, so you will get an account in CS Cloud.
Yeah, we
First
can
of all, and this
actually.
from our side.
Yeah, we can take that right now. So just to clarify for you, because since you have worked with CS Cloud before, but you haven't worked with CS Cloud in the way we should do now. So when you know CS Cloud, you have almost always just gotten a server, and Niklas is probably the one that has set up that server for you and make that server work with your SSH keys and stuff like that. So now you should do all this by yourself using things that Diego will go through here soon. But to be able to do this, you will need your own account in the CS Cloud environment, and that one we haven't set up yet, but that is something that we will do really, really soon. At absolutely latest, Niklas, we will take care of this tomorrow. And I say tomorrow because then I know that I have time to do it if you don't. So tomorrow this will be fixed.
Yeah. Or we will tell someone else to fix it.
Okay. So by tomorrow, the first sub goal will be achieved. Then when you have your CS Cloud account, you should install the command line interface. There are some instructions to install it in the web. If everything goes well, you just need to execute one command, this pip install Python OpenStack client. Maybe not everything goes well because in your computer you don't have all the prerequisites that are necessary to run this command. So in the next link and in the reference one, there are more detailed instructions how to install the prerequisites as well. So once you have the OpenStack CLI, you can execute in a terminal OpenStack commands, and then you will interact with the CS Cloud. So instead of using the graphical user interface, that maybe is the first attempt of every user to create a server or a new instance or something, you will use mainly the command line interface. So after that, you download the OpenStack RC file that is on top right, the options in OpenStack, but now it's a bit pointless to give more details if you don't have your account yet. And then you should follow the guide in this reference 2 that I have uploaded to the GitLab. This is a guide that Morgan did some time ago. Still works. Maybe there is a minor detail like the version of Linux that you choose as image, that in that guide is a bit old, but now the CS Cloud offers new versions, so you just need to put the name of a new version.
Yeah, and I actually think, Niklas, you will have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Stefan said that he just added Ubuntu 22.
Yes, I think so. I created a machine today, and I think I saw it.
Yeah,
it should be there.
So I'm not sure, but it's Ubuntu often that you use, or is it Diego when you create?
Hmm.
Yeah. So
I think from last week I was using 20. think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
maybe
but I
the
think
people
just
has
now,
asked me.
like yesterday or something, or
Okay.
really, they added a new one, and that is better because it has something to do with security provisions from the university side. That Ubuntu 22 will be more modern, and the university will not come knocking on our door telling us to upgrade our service.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
try to use the latest one.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in this small font, you have some other details that you can read when you will fully understand when you already have your account and you are interacting with the cloud. Like use the key that we will give to you as the OS demo. So in the instructions in these slides appear several times this OS demo file are the keys. Use them use that key when it says OS demo. You will have to understand what the commands make, what the commands that are in that guide, what each of them makes. You don't have to invent any other new command beyond what is there. So if you still have doubts, you may have doubts. It's expected that you have doubts. Ask me in Slack, for instance. This guide is quite detailed to gives all the commands. So if you start executing one by one, when you have everything configured, you will see how your network grows. So you will have a network, you will have a router, then you will put a server, you will open some ports to that server, you will assign an IP, and then you will be able to access SSH, and from that you have already previous experience. One thing with the CS Cloud is that to access it, you must be connected to the university network for security issues. So if you are working on campus, no problem. You are already the security in the university network. But if you are at home, you have to be connected to the VPN. Otherwise, nothing will work.
Not sure, Niklas, because is it like that now, Niklas? You need to tell me, because this
Yeah.
has been back and forward all summer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think to access the CLI and like CS Cloud
Yeah, of course.
UI, you
Yeah.
need VPN, but you
Yeah.
can't use VPN to SSH into the machines. I don't think you can. Or
You can, but you
But you
might end
shouldn't.
up with a Docker-ish problem if you
Yeah.
do that. But then we will be here and we will help you. There is, well, we can
It's a
go
long
into
story.
details. A long story short. So
Yeah.
when creating Docker machines inside of a CS Cloud machine, Docker will create a network for internal use. And that
Yes.
network is colliding with the same network that the university has decided should be used when connecting through a VPN. And what that means is that the connection will go through, so your command will go all the way into the machine, but then inside of the machine it will be routed to the Docker, and everything like just dies. It's like a big black hole. So this CS Cloud computer will be a big black hole. Your commands will go there, but nothing will happen. Nothing will get out again. And we have tried to work with IT to make them change their subnets to another group because they should not use that one. However, they say it's totally impossible. We have asked them what it will cost to do that. They haven't heard back. We haven't heard from them. So that causes a problem, because we also, if we're installing Docker on those machines, we need to configure Docker to use a different subnet to avoid those problems.
And that's a hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it might even not be a problem in this course. I don't know. But if it becomes a problem, we are here to help you fix it. So
Yeah.
But you are totally correct, Diego. We need to use VPN to be able to run the CLI against CS Cloud.
Yeah. Okay, and this is everything that is expected from this week, like to get your system configured with the CLI, so up and running, and follow this guide to know how to interact with the cloud, just to create a small web server. When you have done this, you will see that you have to repeat several commands to make everything work. And when you make a mistake, you have to repeat other commands to destroy the infrastructure and start fresh. And if this is annoying during this week, it's good, because in the next weeks we will use automation tools for solving this problem. So if now you during this week you feel that you are executing commands many times and that they have side effects that you don't expect, or they don't work unless you put some specific configuration and you get annoyed, it's not completely bad during this week.
That is really good, because I mean, it could be good to know. So now the first year students, they are starting their first courses, and as you all know, they should be given machines in the CS cloud. How do we do that, Niklas? Well, we actually do exactly what you're going to do in this first assignment. So we go through those steps. However, we have kind of automated a script so that for each student registered on the course, we create a machine use in the exactly same way that you will do in this assignment or in this startup. However, there will be problems, and you will probably figure that out, that sometimes machines will not start as intended. Then you need to like shut them down, remove them, and try again, and things like that. And as Diego said, I have been super frustrated with this when I created, especially you that are taking this course, because then we didn't have Niklas. Now I can say, Niklas, please fix, and I can go and take a coffee. But when you were taking the first course, I had to sit and do this on the evenings, and I was like super annoyed with CS Cloud. So I am looking forward for the solution as well. It will be really nice.
I don't even try anymore. I just destroy them and recreate them.
Yeah, the number of conditions that you have to handle inside your script, it starts to grow, and seeing which status each part is. And there are tools there are groups and companies who already work it on that specific part. So they created tools in which that worry about this, and we just need to write what we want. That is called like a declarative language, and the tool makes it. Yeah. So this was mostly all. I had a small little demo that I created some script that follow the commands in the guide to create this web server. Since I'm not fully sure of the status of knowledge of each of you and the familiarity with these scripts and the cloud, I prefer to do this in a platform in which we can interact, so that we can have a kind of conversation instead of here that is like unidirectional, and even more when I'm sharing a screen because I don't see the chat. Yeah, so now this afternoon I have time, so if you want we can do it right now. I show you the demo maybe in the Zoom room that is prepared in the website. The website has on top right some link to Zoom. There is a Zoom room there available.
Yep.
So if you want, we can do it there, and you can ask what is going on, and things that maybe you feel familiar with some commands and you just need more time to understand them. But if you don't feel familiar at all, then you should tell me, because I need to know what is the starting point. And
But
yeah.
Yeah, that is a super good idea. So basically we could just round up here now, and then we could just take a short break, and maybe a 2:15 we could all that want to join can join in that Zoom room.
Okay. Yeah, and
Is
yeah,
that
the last is that if still some of you have problems installing configuring the command line interface that allows you to start writing commands by Monday, write to me and we will connect again all together and we will fix the problems, because on Wednesday you should already be familiar with the commands. So if on Monday you have not been able to exercise a single command yet, write to me and we connect again and we solve the installation problems. Okay?
Yeah, so some kind of tutoring sessions next Monday for those who might need it, and of course you cannot start working on this as of right now since you don't have the CS Cloud accounts, but you will be able to start work on it tomorrow. Okay, great. But just to be clear, then we can, if you go to the course website, and you will also in Slack, actually in the top menu of Slack, you will find the link to the Zoom room as well. So it's there as well. So we take a 15-minute break, and then we will see each other in Zoom then. Okay. Great. Nice meeting you all. Bye for now.